Starting as an offshoot of the Winnipeg Film Group, the Winnipeg Indigenous Filmmakers Collective has come into its own. Collectives like these are fantastic opportunities for established and new filmmakers to come together. As we've seen in recent years, there are so many amazing Indigenous stories to tell. Rachel joins us on U-Talk to let us know what's new at the collective, their upcoming short film series at the Gimli International Film Festival, and her experiences working in film. Let's get into it.
Thanks for inviting me. I'm Rachel Bolio. I'm currently one of the admins for the Winnipeg Indigenous Filmmakers Collective. I've personally been in the industry for, I'll just say from 2010. I've been trained in media production, and I've kind of worked my way up and through different jobs, all of this corporate stuff. I got to experience a bunch of different things and working with Indigenous companies in particular, which was good for me. So when I was an intern in Winnipeg, I first heard of the actors and filmmaker potluck. So my friend Roger Boyer, he was kind of wanting to find filmmakers and actors to collaborate on films. So that was open to everybody at the time. And then he realized he couldn't really find actors or filmmakers in particular. So with the Winnipeg Film Group and Ben Williams, they decided to allow us to have a collective at the film group. So we were allowed to have monthly meetings, and we were supported by the film group to bring people together. So officially, it's been 8 years. It'll be the 9th year in December. And I've kind of been around, but I haven't really been super involved till recently. I wanted to, build up more people, bring opportunities, and just been kind of watching what everybody does. And
wow, that's really exciting how these groups can form and help uplift each other and celebrate each other within the industry. So tell me a little bit about your role within the collective, your work as an administrator.
Well, I just call myself admin. Try not to be super, businessy about it.
So it's a light title.
A light title. Most of our members are volunteer, and with opportunities with the Winnipeg Film Group, we have some, funding to pay somebody to do a little bit of that. So I try to arrange events, monthly meetings with people, meet with some of the other members to see how they're feeling about the collective, what kind of opportunities are people looking for. And
if people need anyone to help on a project sort of thing.
Yeah, projects or oh no, I want training. I'm not confident in this. So our last month, there's 2 events monthly now. So we're kind of growing and building up to a more public presence besides just the Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So monthly now we have a monthly filmmaker collective meetup. So our second Wednesday of every month is when we all meet and kind of get to know each other and do the basics of schmoozing.
The networking part of the industry.
Yeah. And then now we have the lighting and camera club with the last cool. The last Thursday of every month. This would be our 3rd one this month. And we did fight examples with BJ Vero. Okay. So he's close to one of our members, and he asked him if he could come and do a little bit
fight choreography and stuff like that.
And stunts.
That's really cool.
It's wasn't really formal or anything, so there was probably 10 people that showed up, and they kind of just played around. We got some cameras to see if we can try get something, but it was more just to get people comfortable or interested, or just to see if they would want to pursue something
if they wanted to get involved in stunts, or even just the cinematography of action and how you're supposed to capture. Because that's the one thing I find watching, for action specifically, watching old Hong Kong films, kung fu stuff, versus modern MCU style action. Where in Hollywood, it's always cut, and ugh.
Yeah, that's what I was I actually saw this new show on Crave called Warrior. It's this, kind of set in the, I guess, early American time when they're like people were coming in over there on their boats and stuff. So like this Chinese gangs in, or what area of the states it was, but like it had a lot of fight scenes in it. So I was like, I want to see if people want to just do some training or something like that.
Is this
yeah,
it?
Yeah, that's it. Like there was like,
so it's kind of like
Chinatown
gang sort of thing. Kind of like, I guess another example would be kind of like Peaky Blinders kind of idea, where it's showing off kind of like old style gangsters and mobsters sort of thing.
Yeah, you know, like the gangs, underground gangs and of the time type of thing. And yeah, I was just interested in seeing different fight scenes. So I was like, okay, well, let's see if we can get a meeting together and see if we can play around.
Well, like, it's such a useful art form, and like there's not enough people. It's kind of been honed in on or like cornered off in Hollywood right now. There's like a couple of people that are in charge of every fight choreography in movies, and you can tell because every movie feels like the same sort of fight scenes at this point.
That's why, like you were talking about, it feels like it's only cornered to specific people or things. So we're like, well, like what would a Indigenous action film look like? You know, like what would that look like?
Well, and there's so much interesting history behind like Indigenous peoples and like the different tribes and clans and everything. Like there's so many stories that could be told, and I think we're starting to see a slight shift in how people are perceiving Indigenous media. Because what is it? Little Bird, I think, is out. What was another one?
Bones and Crows, I think that's Bones of Crows.
And then Blood Quantum was one that I saw on TikTok, like a really interesting zombie film.
Blood Quantum is so good. You should check it out. It's on Apple, I think, or Prime now. It's so good.
There's been a shift in culture, and I think it's for the better just overall. The more people we have telling their stories, the more exciting media and films can be. Because if we just go down the route that executives want, we're just going to have a bunch of AI-generated stuff, and it's going to be so boring.
It's exciting. Like, people may not know much about, like, Indigenous culture. Like I don't know much about Inuit or Métis people. They can tell their stories and, like, share what they think they want to share on film. And people, like, can use film as a relatability tool and entertainment, you know.
It's a great way to allow people a sneak peek into your life, right? You'd be like, hey, I don't know much about it. It's like, well, hey, come check out this film. It talks about things, and it's a great medium to talk about some heavy-hitting stuff. I can't remember it off the top of my head, the title of it, but it's like a stop-motion style film about the 7 sacred teachings.
Oh, yeah. 7 Sacred Laws, it might be called. It's like a little 5-part series.
There's one of that, but there's a different one. It follows the journey of a little girl as she's deconstructing what she was taught about through like Christianity, being like, oh, these are like the 7 deadly sins sort of thing. And then just I can't even say that
juxtaposition.
Yeah, put next to the 7 sacred laws. So it's like, oh, you're a bad person. Well, no, through these you can heal your knowledge sort of thing. It was very interesting seeing like the different dynamics between those 2 teachings. The one where it's like you're meant to sort of be ashamed of yourself and be worried about things that are going to happen. And the other one's like, well, learning about the world, embracing yourself, like taking the power within yourself and helping heal and teach others.
Yeah, if you can let me know what that is, I could check it out in the future.
I'll have to double check. Well, I can Google it right now. How about you tell me a little bit about some of the films that are going to be showcased this year?
Well, let me pull out my list. We have like so much films this year. We have 11 films playing. With the Winnipeg Indigenous Filmmakers Collective, we kind of curate our films around members that are pretty active, like that come to a lot of meetings. Some of these films happen to be made with the collective. They kind of range from a lot of different styles. There's like comedy, there's films that are done on actual films that were like part of the One Take Super 8 or 48-Hour Film Festival that happens here in Winnipeg. There's also people that have had like professional funded films screening. So like there's like a range of abilities and like, what do you call it, experience that we, I don't know, try curate our films. And I put one of my films in there this year.
Nice.
So yeah, it's exciting. It's always full every year. So like we fill up that church for our screening. It's like people wait outside or they squeeze in and stand along the back. But it's really good because recently we've been able to have an award that's funded by
exciting.
Warner Brothers Discovery Access Canada. From our curated films, one of those films gets to win an award.
Wow.
So I think it's like $500.
That's really cool. So I found the film. It's called Beneath, the Hidden Island of Ethics.
Beneath.
It was really cool, really powerful
NFB.
stuff.
Okay, cool.
What got you first interested in film? As someone who's kind of dipping my toes into the idea of it, like, what was that moment you're like, yes, I want to pursue this, I want to get involved? And you mentioned that you kind of worked your way up.
Personally, I'm always the type of person to help anybody with a need that they have. So, like, as an editor, I'm like, okay, I want to help these people tell their stories. Like, okay, how do you want me to edit your film? You know, like, how can I get your vision across to you? So I've seen like a lot of different people, you know, broadcast, documentary, and like narrative stuff that have like come through like my work palette, I guess. And then I realized, okay, I think I want to do my own stories, because I was like I'm working with predominantly male people, or I'd be editing stuff that's always sad about Indigenous stories, or, you know, like I was an editor in the time of Truth and Reconciliation when they're doing their testimonials, and that was like so hard on me, and I was like, okay,
Really heavy stuff.
yeah, I had to take like some leave. I'm like, I can't do it right now, just, you know, because it's like pretty close to me as a First Nations person, right?
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I just kind of like learned, like I don't really like jump into anything until like I figure it's like, okay, if I can do it, I'll learn it, and then if the opportunity arises, I'll do it. So I don't know, my first documentary was just happenstances. Like I had access to cameras and stuff with my day job, so I just went like on a weekend trip with some family friends, and then created my first documentary called Red River Roots, and it follows this family of Métis people who heard about their grandfather who fought in the Battle of Batoche in the 1800s, you know, like the Métis Rebellion and stuff like that. And they didn't know where their grandfather died. Like, they knew he died in battle, but they didn't know where he was buried. So they went on this journey to go find out where he was.
Wow.
And they actually found that he was buried in a mass grave, and they were like, whoa, that's crazy. So the grandson took a bottle of Red River water from Winnipeg because they never made it home. So he brought them water to their gravesite from home. So I thought that was a little sweet.
Yeah. It's kind of a bittersweet moment, right? That you're like, oh no, it was this mass grave, but at least you were able to bring a piece of home to him.
Yeah, and that's on YouTube. Red River Roots.
Awesome. Hey, we love plugs here.
But after that, like, that was like, I would just call that like not serious work, I guess, until last year. So Tina Keeper has been my mentor. I've met her like when I was editing, and like I'd do her documentaries or corporate videos, and we've kind of been like in touch. And I was like telling her, I was like, yeah, I'm interested in directing. And she brought me on to the show she's producing with her Kissed Again Productions, where I was able to be a director shadow. So I'm like, okay, I'm into it. I'm here. All the things I've learned were confirmed by just being on set. After that is where I won the Gimli film pitch last year, and I did. I was trying to shoot my film, but then I got scared because I was like, oh my God, this is real money.
It's a reality now.
It's real money. I was like, okay, I'm going to be a film director. And then I was like, okay, that was it. now I have 3 films that'll be done this year.
Wow.
All short films, but they're varying lengths.
We've had a couple conversations with people who've done shorts. And I know on the outside, people are like, it's a short. It must be so much easier than a feature film. And it's like, not really, because you have to try and condense your story, like fit your 3 acts within a much shorter medium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like get your message across, share a little bit of yourself in each film.
And I mean, in this modern age, short films are probably the best way to start getting your work out there and people to see it. Because, a lot of people don't have attention spans anymore.
It's going to be good. I think I'll be doing more films and doing more grant writing and working towards something. We'll figure it out.
Well, congratulations. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were going to work on a dream project, what sort of project would you want to do? And if you could have any talent behind it, we're not talking about dollars here right now. If you, in this magical world, you could have any talent to work on a project with you, who would you want? Actor, director, cinematographer?
I don't know if I'm thinking about star power when I'm telling my films, but I do want to do a feature film.
Mm-hmm.
I have some ideas in mind, but I just have to sit down and write.
Yeah.
Write and do a grant writing, another more in-depth writing. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I think with these 3 films, I'm like, okay. I was like, why am I scared to go on to something bigger, So I'm like, okay, I've done it. Now I got to do more. Now I just have to throw myself somewhere.
Yeah, you jump off the edge or just pull up that anchor and let the boat go past the shoreline so you can't see the shore anymore, right? You got to get past that point of no return. Otherwise, there's always a moment of I need to stay grounded here.
Yeah, because I think so we're having actually a contest within our group right now, and a lot of people mention that they don't know where to start. People have access to anything. Cameras, your iPhone can do a film, but I think they're just have to get a little nudge somehow to get them.
And I want to do it right.
That's how I was. Yeah, I was like, I have equipment, I have this, but then I'm like, I don't know, a little bit of something. But after that internship, just seeing it in action was like, okay, I could do this. I already knew, the idea of what to do. So now I'm in it.
It's amazing. For the film collective, I guess just what are some ways individuals within Winnipeg can help support it to help continue to uplift and celebrate Indigenous voices and Indigenous vision?
I think for our collective, what I've noticed first is having people come in. I feel our people are shy or unsure if they're going to be welcomed, but our group is so fun. We have snacks. Yesterday was our July meeting, and we had Chinese food. So when people come down, hang out, talk about what you're interested in, we'll try to support you. And with our collective, we had in talks with people to support us if we wanted to have access to equipment, just to have hands-on experience, or the film group providing this food for us and having the space to just be there, just talking and experience. And in the future, we're hoping to have monthly actual workshops that we can pay professionals to come and do intense workshops or master classes with us. So for our members, a lot of people are actually came and went throughout the years and are high-end producers now in Canada, award-winning directors. Yeah, it just all starts from people not being shy and coming and hang out. Come to hang out.
That's the big thing. And hey, you never know if your film will be the next one showcased at the Gimli International Film Festival.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting to get, if people are interested in looking for filmmakers, or if they're looking to screen potential films somewhere, in they can come and approach us through our Facebook page, and, we can point them in the right direction because we have a pretty good network of people we can share.
Amazing. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about in just terms of the collective, how it's growing and developing, or just Indigenous films and media?
The biggest thing about our collective is for us, by us. A lot of throughout history weren't really involved or allowed to be involved. So now we're kind of making space for ourselves to produce, direct, write, grant write, and distribute our own stuff. So we're here to take care of ourselves and hopefully have support from other people that want to know about us, know about our work, and work with us. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, because only through cooperation, through understanding, through celebration can we help build the film industry more, because the film industry is huge in Manitoba, and it'd be great to continue to open the doors for various talent and new ideas to come in.
Yeah, I'm excited to share more once we have more.
The Gimli International Film Festival takes place July 26th to the 30th. If you have any stories you'd like us to share, or communities we should highlight, leave a comment on our social media or reach out to us on our website. I'm Ryan Funk. This was You Talk, and have yourself a good one.